Okay, here we are at Nuclear Blast offices here in London. I'm with the highly successful Finnish symphonic rock band Nightwish, and I'm here with Marco and Floor. How are you two?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, absolutely. Okay.
And of course we're here to talk about the forthcoming 8th studio album, Endless Forms, Most Beautiful, which is out at the end of March. And can you tell us where the inspiration for the album title come from?
Well, Endless Forms, Most Beautiful, definitely not from me. Yeah, it's a Charles Darwin quote, and from the Origin of Species, and seems to suit the music pretty well, because there's a lot of diversity, a lot of different atmospheres and vibes on the whole album, and in the songs, and in the songs within themselves. So, and then again, of course, there's this, kind of a little piece of music, 24 minutes of Nightwish in this one song, The Greatest Show on Earth, which deals, in its way of this, solar system, planets forming, life evolving and all that, and kind of an easy little subject.
And obviously for you, Floor, it's your first album with Nightwish, so I think it's fair to say this must be your most challenging part of your entire career.
Yeah, it might just be indeed. I mean, it was a huge challenge to sink my teeth into music written mainly by.
Was even joining Nightwish in the first place was a big challenge, and
yeah, especially the way how I started on such a short notice, halfway a tour. But fortunately, because of all the touring that I already got to do with these guys, I got more into the vibe of the music and the group and the dynamics and the whole package. So then when the music came in, this was indeed not just my first Nightwish album, but also the first album in a band I call my own that was not written by me at all. So how to give your creative input there and make it your own was one of the challenges there. It was really, really nice that we took quite some time to go through the songs in the rehearsal studio, and I was there actually from almost day one. And things just happened and grew that way, and made it very easy for me to really, make the songs become my own by repeating them, by being able to have ideas and singing them through, starting to understand the lyrics better and better. And actually, by the time we started recording, the songs were so much into the system that they were almost easy to record.
And when Thomas came up with his idea, did you all in the band collectively agree with it, or did you think this man's going crazy?
Well, I've been working with Thomas for some years already, so I definitely know that he's totally bonkers.
It's like he's not here at the moment, we can say what we want.
But that doesn't bother me. I enjoy things when you go a little bit beyond your usual, comfort zones and all that. And to be honest, I'm a science freak myself. Ever since I was a kid, I was into astronomy and star constellations and galaxies, blah blah blah. So it's not a long step to me to go on the side of evolution. Yeah. And I was all for it right from the beginning. Just only thing I worried about was that it's a big thing. I have to see how the lyrics go. But I have a big trust in Thomas's way of writing, and I think he nailed some pieces of this miraculous universe quite well, poetically.
Is that something that sort of inbred in your boyhood, coming from Finland, and you're living up there in a sort of a dark time zone? Is it something that all young Finnish kids are into, astrology?
I don't think so, but I do have to. I guess I have to admit that also when I were in my school days and all that, I was a bit of a weirdo with my hobbies, with the music I was listening to and all that. But anyway, with the Finnish dark times and cold winter nights and all that, it's pretty easy to go out and kind of there's plenty of stuff up there. Yeah. You see that, and you see it well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. A bit different to here in London, where we've got light pollution, where we don't see that at all, really.
Yeah. And
Same in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
The whole country is
Yeah.
just, you know.
Yeah, and I'm a country boy from a place which actually had around 2,000 people, so there was plenty, not that much of a smog or anything.
Before you just mentioned about singing the lyrics of Thomas rather than singing your own lyrics. So how different was that? You know, do you have to put the mindset of somebody else into yourself to sing those lyrics?
No, because then I probably couldn't tell the story genuinely. I had to make them my own, and it's also, you know, with singing the older songs live. There had to be a certain level of understanding for me to be able to really tell the story or get the feeling right. And I could probably sit down with Thomas for hours, having him explain word for word why, how, what does it mean to you, how does it feel to you. But if all is well with lyrics, they have this sort of wordless understanding. They have this the music and the words together form this emotion that I need to transmit. So it's not even just what Thomas meant or what I think where the songs is about, what I feel with them, but what the feeling of the music and the song together is about. And that was of course a challenge to get the story right, for everybody to make their own interpretation, because as a listener everybody will have their interpretation again. And that I find it in general a very fascinating process and a very important part of, you know, the position of a singer in the band. And I connected to both the music as the lyrics very easily and really had no hard times understanding them. Some of course go easier than others, and sometimes they need a little more time to sink in, and others are just there from the get-go. But it went very smoothly there.
Excellent. And you said the band spent a lot of time in rehearsals. And when did it all finally click together, where we all collectively saw the whole picture of this concept?
Yeah, I'd say it was a gradual process there. We had been checking out the drum machine, bare bones demos of the songs and all that in our own time already. But then when you get into the same room with everybody in it, start to work on it and to really concentrate on finding the essentials, bring them across well, lose the unessentials and then concentrate on details, little nuances and all that. It is a big thing how the whole picture actually forms in your mind and all that. And at the same time also, of course, since for the first time ever in the history of the band, the vocalist was there from the beginning of rehearsals. We could go over the structures and songs and vocals and lyrics immediately and start figuring out harmonies and harmonies and all that, and actually then put them on the album, which I think solidified the whole picture for all of us, so that when we got the rehearsal done and went immediately into the recording, the whole vibe also was very well transmitted.
And you've also got orchestra on it. 80% of this album features an orchestra. And what part? How did you decide what songs need an orchestra and what songs don't, or were songs specifically written for the orchestra?
That's pretty much already in the works and in the planning how the songs go. And there's a lot of times when you have those bare bone demos and all that, Thomas has already put some a synthesizer, strings or choirs or things like that on it, which then get arranged for the orchestra by Pip Williams, one of your countrymen. So you kind of know pretty much already in the beginning that when is the time to lay off with the bass a little bit, and when there's just band pounding away and all that.
You've got a special guest on this album, the evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins. Now, had you ever heard of Nightwish before? How did he get involved in the album?
I had heard about him, but not really gotten into his works. I know that Thomas has been reading his books for quite a while.
No, you mean that if he knew about us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently he did.
The question goes both ways, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way he replied to the handwritten letter that Thomas sent him was that he didn't know about the band, but he checked it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he what did he say again? He was immensely pleased or something like that with what he heard. It seemed that it really, seemed to be of his likings, and he to our surprise, said yes to a corporation.
And did you all meet him? Have you met him, or did he send his part over?
No, too bad. We haven't had a chance to meet him. I'd be interested because I have a great respect for minds that work in a peculiar, brilliant way. He seems to have one.
Yeah, sure, and the coincidental fact is that he, I think Thomas just came into this building right here, just had a few press conferences with Richard Dawkins.
Oh wow.
We were all together in London at the same fortunate moment, and so they've been talking to
maybe you could get him to guest on one special show somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
That would be good.
We were already imagining what kind of instrument he could perhaps play or maybe learn and come.
And let's talk about the live shows actually, because like Ollie's album, we've got an epic 24-minute number, The Great Show on Earth, and we tried to replicate that live?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'd say that we're probably not going to be doing the whole thing with all this.
It'd be a 4-hour show.
All the atmospheric ambiences and all that, but there are very good band parts where we can hit the stage at all the time and do those. And yeah, we're basically at the rehearsals next month. We're gonna try to go through all the album stuff, and then see which things will work best for the live situation. But live situation in itself with a few more shows.
So for the next tours, you're starting off in America, North America in April, May. Is this going to be like the biggest production Nightwish I've ever put on?
In the States?
Well, just generally on the whole world tour.
Okay.
I cannot tell yet, because we've had a really like intensive brainstorming about what to bring on stage and what to do there and all that. And we've given these ideas over to some professional stage planners and our tech group to go over and see what they can do and what they cannot. So there should be some really impressive stuff, but of course when we start with US, the show places will be smaller than, for instance, what it's going to be.
It's going to market to what your European market is,
It's European market festivals are going to be way bigger, so that is what we're aiming with the most of the production for stage planning. We're going to be trying to bring some of it over to the States, of course, but you just can't bring everything. Like, for instance, legal system about pyrotechnics, and that is way harder in US.
It is in many parts of the world, actually. But, you know, it's a bit like the album. You come up with an idea in your head and you've made it come alive, and you can also do this with the live shows in winter times. You have announced a date at Wembley Arena here in London.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit of a record, actually, because the only time a Finnish band has headlined that venue, so...
Yes, that is absolutely true. And I'm trying to feel the appropriate amount of pride, but I might go a little bit over.
What does it mean to you playing Wembley Arena? Because obviously it is a big venue.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big venue, like you said, and there's been a lot of like iconic performers there doing their shows and all that. So all these places, when you visit them for the first time, you kind of try to soak in the atmosphere, get to the vibe of the place. And I'd imagine it's got to have one of its own as well. I've never visited the insides myself before, so I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. It'll be very Christmassy as well. It's like the last Saturday before Christmas, so hopefully a bit of snow that day.
It's going to be really close to the Christmas Eve and Christmas days and all that, and we come from the land of Santa Claus, so and I got this white beard and everything, so everything clicks.
Fantastic. And there's been a bit of a hoo-ha on sort of in Facebook world with your new single Élan. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Sort of a fan leaked it online, and obviously Thomas got irate about this, and correctly so. And what's your views when people do leak music in advance? What does it take away from you as an artist?
It takes away the joy of presenting it as you want to. It's we plan for these dates, and we plan how they come out, and we plan how to have the best possible impact to the people who actually like the band. Those that don't can as well stay away from it. But doing these kind of leaks and all that, it shows impatience and disrespect.
And also, more importantly, what financial damage does it do to the band?
I don't think that's more important. That is really not more important. If that was true, probably we could have sued the person and get a big sum of money out of it. We chose differently, and even to set this person as an example, that it doesn't work that way. And even though it happens very often nowadays, you cannot, as a fan, tell a band to get used to the fact that your music will probably leak because it's the 21st century. No, it's still criminal activity. It's really harmful, not just for us, but also for the loyal fans who enjoy this hard work that we put into this album and the excitement of building up towards this release. Now the first thing that came out is covered in negativity. And that is not nice for anybody. Money, that is maybe even hard to put the finger on, but surely not the most important.
I'm sure it'll soon be forgotten when it does officially come out. So.
Yeah.
That we can only hope for.
But anyway, what bugs me most is this disrespectful and careless attitude towards not only us, but also for thousands and thousands of fans who are actually waiting for this moment to happen. So.
Do you think it's just like a young generation thing where people just automatically assume that you can just, everything's just a download world and everybody can just take everything for nothing, basically?
Yeah, McDonald's of music.
Maybe, but it's also a lack of knowledge and perhaps education. If children would learn what music is and how it's made.
And how much hard work goes into it, exactly.
Sorry?
How much hard work goes into it as well.
Yes, absolutely, and that it's not made for free. And just like anything else in the world, maybe apart from the things that happen naturally, like a sunrise or a good cloud of rain, it costs money, and that's okay. Everything should be, rewarded accordingly, and but more importantly, the enjoyment of music, like you said, the fast food of music, where you can just on your smartphone listen to snippets of songs. How about the fine dining side, where you sit down with an album with a good set of headphones or speakers and you learn how to listen to a whole song or a whole album, and even a whole album from the first to the last song in the order that the musician thought was best. There are a lot of people who can, but there are also a lot of people who can't, and maybe yet. So perhaps it's up to the parents nowadays or to schools to teach children to value music for what it's truly worth.
It's interesting you just said that, actually, listen to an album from start to finish, because that's exactly what this album is. It is an album, it's a work of art, where you do have to listen to it from the very start right to the very end.
Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Well,
that brings out the best.
You don't have to, but it would be good if you did it a few times. I mean, everybody's bound to have their favorites on the album, and then the songs that they consider as fillers and all that. So, but at the moment, at least, even though we've been working on it for like half a year, quite constantly, now that it's ready, I tend to listen to it all the way through, because I can't really pick my favorites yet. And it also gives me a sense of the whole. And that would be nice if people would take it that way. And let's say after a couple of listenings, if you don't like it, just throw it away.
Now, Floyd, you are the newest member in Nightwish, and what's been your greatest experiences so far with the band? What's been the highlights?
Highlights was the start. It was immediately one of those whoa moments. 48 hours to get things right, or at least right as to a level that we can do a show, connect, like, okay, now we have to, make this vehicle of spirits continue its path, and that was whoa. Then actually another highlight came quite soon after, where we did the first show in Finland as the movie premiere show in the Hietala Arena in Helsinki. That was a huge thing for me.
I imagine you must be pretty nervous for that one, being the foreigner in the band.
Yeah, new, and that this is where the Finnish media was there. There was the hardcore fans. Everybody was there. You really want to get things right there. So that was definitely one. And I mean, for that matter, every show is a highlight. So, but we did this Wacken Open Air Festival that
2013.
Yeah,
I was there.
We did a live CD and DVD out of that one, and that was just a mind-blowing experience. Definitely a highlight.
So you went on quite late there. I think it was about 1 in the morning you went on. I think it was about midnight-ish. You was quite late on, wasn't you?
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
the last ones, I think, or at least.
Yeah, and I mean, even though I've been in Wacken as a head, we've been at the headliner slot before. I mean, that was like over 80,000 people. And you go there and you kind of put your fist up in the air and you get those people to that same. Yeah, for a Finnish redneck country boy, it's quite a powerful.
Describe the feeling of the day. You wake up in the morning and you know you're headlining Wacken later that night. You're also filming it for a DVD, so you can't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
So, you
no
know,
pressure.
is there butterflies in your stomach all day long? Is it, all right, are you joking and laughing, or are we all very quiet and serious for the whole entire day until stage time?
There's a lot of joking and laughing as well. I mean, at least for me, doing the shows doesn't that much put the butterflies in the stomach in a bad way. I think it's more like you get over energetic in a more kind of a good way. It's an excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I have been preparing for that show mentally almost with every previous festival towards that show at Wacken. Like, you have to sort of bring back to a level of like, this is just another show. Because if you start to think too much around it, you actually lose your nerves and think, this is 80,000 people and this is
If you think about recordings and cameras, you lose your natural poise.
Exactly, and that was what I didn't want, and to enjoy it to the fullest. But the music just did the talking as soon as it started. It was just even though I did have moments where I wanted to stop and stare at everything. It's stupid.
Well, you can do that now on a DVD.
Yeah, you just see me stop and moving and looking around. Wow.
What future ambitions do you have for Nightwish? Both of you. You know, where would you like to see the band go from here?
There's this thing that now we got the album coming out, so that's the main thing right now. I'm really looking forward for the release dates, and so that I will start to get feedback from the people who start listening to it and all that. That's going to be a big thing, and then going on tour, of course.
Yeah.
So that is the immediate future, and there's no really space in the head for much of the other things. Touring is going to take a year and a half anyway, at least. And we're going to be long into the 2016 before that is over. But after that, then I suppose we're going to be starting to do some new music eventually. And we're going to be doing music the way we've always done, I guess, so that whatever feels good with the things we've seen and got inspired by, and whatever feels good at the time, we're going to be doing that kind of stuff. Not much planning there.
And like I say, you know, your tour starts next month, 2 months' time. Like you say, your diary will be busy already. You know, your diary's going to be busy well into 2016, possibly 2017 if the album's a big success. So, you know, how do you sort of mentally prepare for that? You think you pack your suitcase and you're not going to see home for 2 years?
Well, you do. I mean, you come back.
And normally it's only briefly, you know.
Yeah.
But
Feels good though.
we've tried to set it up so that we actually have even some weeks, sometimes even a month at home. So if there's a preparation to be done for them, be extra tender to your spouses and your children.
So it's all a good life.
Yeah, well, not all is good in life, of course, but try to keep it that way.
Yeah.
It's a good direction.
And keep a healthy balance between the home life and the working life. That goes for everybody. But for a touring musician, it might be even a bigger challenge there. But one to be very aware of.
Great. And just before we wrap this interview up, have you got any message for your fans out there?
We're living in exciting times. Chinese curse or whatever it is. But living in exciting times, got this album coming out, so please do go check it out. Because there's a very real possibility you will find something you seriously like. I hope so.
Fantastic.
Respect.
Marco Floor, it's been wonderful talking to you. The album Endless Forms, Most Beautiful, is out at the end of March on Nuclear Blast.
Indeed it will.
I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank
you.